do the things.
Welcome back, friends. I am Jason, and this is my good buddy, JJ. And today, what I'd like to discuss is time-saving tips and tricks. So just off the top of our heads, I would like to start bringing those to light. Things that you can think of that would save people time, energy, perhaps their life one day. What do you got? Give me one.
Something I teach in classes is economy of motion, being prepared, right? So, I don't know, like let's say primitive shelters, for example. How many calories do you expend building a primitive shelter when you could just use a poncho and put up a shelter in if you were being lazy, 5 minutes?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But how long would it take to just do a lean-to?
Yeah, like I can build a good shelter with natural materials. Sure. But it would take me hours and hours and hours. Yes, for sure. I mean, I could throw together some crappy lean-to that's not going to do anything for me at all in a short period of time. But again, it won't do anything at all. But if I had a poncho,
just carry the poncho.
Just carry the gear.
And
just carry the shelter.
And
a sleeping pad. A sleeping pad.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah, that same on the same topic. A sleep pad. Like, yes, I can build a mattress out of leaves, and I can do a browse bed. Everybody,
do the herringbone
the bushcrafty people,
technique.
Me being one of them, you know, being in that group of bushcrafty people, like they love the browse bed and like the things. Oh, sure, but why don't we just carry a pad, and then we can just lay down?
Lay down, right?
Camp made.
So much easier.
My camp is made. Yes, that's a good tip.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think another one is like in my EDC. I realized something with my surgery this last time. I had to actually like take my pants off because I think we do the Mark Zuckerberg thing where we basically wake up every day and we put on a uniform.
On the same thing, yeah.
Right, and your kit has evolved over time. So when I took my pants off and I was wearing the track pants, I realized how many things that I was missing. Like how many times do you use your flashlight?
All the time. I never knew I needed a flashlight until I started carrying one all the time, and then I'm like, man, this is a handy thing.
Right. How many times do you need like just a little piece of duct tape for something?
Yeah.
Roll it right off of your lighter.
Yeah, and it saves you time and energy because, like, okay, you don't have to carry that stuff. And yes, I have those things in my truck or my barn or whatever. But if I'm in the house and I'm working on a thing, and then I'm like, oh crap, I need to go get whatever. I need a knife. I need a flashlight. I've got to walk out to the barn. I got to walk back. And then by then, I could have been done with the job.
There's something that kills me with my boys.
What's that?
All right. So, like, there are just certain things that every man should carry. I feel like every man should have some kind of knife.
Of course.
I don't care if it's a fixed blade or you carry some kind of folding knife or whatever it is. Like, you need a knife. Right? You need your watch or your phone, your keys. There are just standard things that I think a man should carry. One of those being a bandana. I carry a bandana all the time.
Handier than a hanky.
But it never fails. No matter where we go, I see them trying to rip Amazon boxes loose or something. You know, and it's like, what are you doing? Take your knife and do it. Where's the knife I gave you?
I know my son. Same thing with my son. Right? Where are the 3, 4, 5 knives that I get?
Where is your wallet?
You don't have any money. Nothing. You got
what
nothing.
do you mean you don't have your keys?
Yeah.
Like,
You're killing me.
Right?
You're killing me. I'm lucky if my son has shoes on. Like, we'll show up at some place, a store or something like that, and I'll look back at the back of the truck, and there's no shoes. And he's like, oh, Dad, where are my shoes? I don't know.
Or the jacket
my
thing.
feet.
The jacket one, like, does that happen to
Yes.
you? You go out, we're going in the woods.
It's freezing.
I've done it with you when we were going to do the suffering thing, and the kids don't have
nothing,
the correct clothes.
What are you going to do? You can only do so much.
You let them suffer.
Let them suffer.
Yeah, so they learn the lesson.
All right.
So what were we talking about? Economy.
Next tip.
The next tip.
Next tip. So I got a tip for time-saving energy is firewood. Okay. This is me. This is how I do things. When I make camp and I want a fire, I push down dead standing stuff. Yeah. And then I burn it in two, and then I burn it in two again, and I keep pushing the ends together. Right. That saves me from having to chop everything up into little pieces. Using an axe. A lot of people like to cut their firewood up into fireplace-sized logs. 16-inch. Which is fine. It looks nice around your camp, but it's just such... in my opinion, it's a complete waste of time. It is a waste of time. Just burn the stuff.
Fire in general, like if you do all of the things, right? Yeah. You got to gather the tinder.
Yes.
Right. You got to dry out the tinder. You got to process the tinder. Right. Then you got to do your kindling. You got to process all that stuff out.
It's a job.
Then it's a huge job. It's a major part of your day.
And on the same line as that, same thought train as that, is if you don't need a fire, don't make a fire.
A cold camp.
Just don't make fire.
That's a great point.
That saves you so much time and energy.
This whole entire past year, actually, on SD, I actually tried to do everything without fire. I've actually been out here on your property several times, and I went for, even in the coldest parts of the year, made it without a fire just by being prepared and by having a little bit of knowledge.
Yeah.
Even with limited gear, like when you made us make browse beds and all of the things.
Yeah.
Right.
Minimal shelter.
Yeah, but I mean, in reality, didn't need the fire.
Right.
At the time.
Right. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't practice like that either. You know, so I challenged myself, like, okay, well, can I get water without boiling the water? Like, I carry my grill.
Yeah.
How much time?
Oh, huge time
does a grill save you?
Yeah. Boiling water, if that's your only means of acquiring safe drinking water, it's so time consuming.
And it's not that big a deal because it's also the water carrier.
Right.
So you are literally gathering, filtering, purifying, and carrying water in one container.
Yeah. I mean, if, like, let's say I was thirsty right now and I needed to boil my water, I'm looking at a minimum half an hour.
At least.
Minimum half an hour.
If you got lucky.
Yeah. If I had all the things.
That's in conditions like this.
Yeah. If I had all the things and it was easy to get a fire going and like the water was right there. And then you got to wait for it to cool off enough for you to drink it. And if it's hot outside, that sucks. You're drinking hot water.
Not to mention all the other things that are in the water, like the
chemicals,
microplastics, any kind of
boiling doesn't get rid of that.
Insecticides, herbicides, whatever it is.
Yeah. So if you're in a place where you know that you have to treat the water, then.
And I think like in a bug out SHCF scenario or whatever, that alone, because we've done a lot of challenges where we both said, "Man, I wish I had a grill right now."
Yeah.
Big time.
Yep.
Because us trying to, like when we were on the island up in North Carolina, I would have killed to have had one, because after one day we were both like almost to the point of not being able to talk.
Right.
And it's hard to go to sleep when you're that thirsty as well.
Yeah.
Imagine 3 days of that.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
It would be.
You'd be in a bad spot.
Horrible. Yeah, because we were bad after just one day.
Yeah, it turns out it's hard to survive with a toaster oven.
Yeah.
And boil water and all the things.
Yeah.
Doesn't really work.
Which, you were talking about fire, and that made me think about saws, like folding saws. Like, I absolutely love my silky, like that one right there, that exact one. Yeah. The big boy. I think that thing is worth its weight in gold.
So you can chop and hack and stuff, and I think there's something to be said about versatility, of a tool like a machete or an axe or something like that, and easy to maintain in the field.
Yep.
But you can't beat a saw like that as far as efficiency of getting firewood. If you want firewood and that's the goal, that tool does it faster.
Definitely, yeah. Or even like building shelters, ladders, any kind of bushcraft projects, that
and it's safer too.
And it's light.
Yeah.
Right? You just throw it in your pack. I think that one's definitely a time saver and saving calories as well.
Yeah.
Because I can definitely do projects faster. Like when I'm making water containers, for example, like the bamboo stuff. Yeah. I make one cut and then another cut. Yeah. And I've got my canteen.
That's a handy tool.
Or whatever. Now I've made a cup.
Yep.
Now I've made something to burn or boil the water in.
Right.
That takes literally a minute maybe to do all of that.
Yeah. Let's see, other time Cordage.
Just carrying some cordage in your pocket. You talk about this a lot. Because making cordage in the field, talk about a time saver.
Yep.
Like for me, that's a big one.
Yeah.
It actually
making cordage in the field out of natural materials
sucks.
Takes forever.
Yes.
Like if you want a piece this long, you're looking at a minimum.
They don't show the true on video. Nobody ever really shows you how long that takes.
Yeah, if you've already found the materials, it's still going to take you an hour to make something like that.
And it still isn't as strong as just
not even close.
550 paracord.
Not even close.
In your pocket.
Yeah. So
or
carry
even bank line.
And then on top of that, in addition to that, time saver is manage the cordage properly. because if you don't, it ends up being this tangled mess that you're frustrated with and angry at because it's a knot.
It's a menagerie.
Yeah, you've got 100 feet of like paracord all
Yeah.
wadded up and wrapped up in tangled knots. So don't do that. So I would say for time saving is I usually cut my cordage into short lengths.
Yeah.
I like a couple pulls. Like I literally, that's how I measure my cordage is a pull. 2 pulls.
6 foot.
Yeah,
6
so about
foot,
12 feet, give or
right.
take, of string. Typically would do just about everything you need.
Plus
Occasionally
you have the
you need
inner
something longer.
strands if you had to.
Yep, or you could tie 2 together in a couple
Right.
loops, which is super easy to do, and it's much more manageable. It's not a pain in the neck, and you're
Right.
not getting frustrated and tangled up
I think
knots.
that's a huge.
Yeah.
Oh, I got another good one. So yeah, I was doing a bug out class one time, and I used a solo stove during that, and you just have no idea how much time and energy that saves. Imagine this: like I watch students literally have to. I don't know how many Dakota fire pits over an entire week, but think every time you got to boil your water.
Yeah.
Or you got to cook your food, or even if you got to stay warm, right? Just a few twigs going into this self-contained
It's amazing.
little unit.
Yeah.
And the thing that impressed me the most was at night being able to warm up the shelter.
Really?
Like, there's something about, like if you've ever been hunting and just keeping your hands warm
Oh,
while
yeah.
you're skinning a deer.
Yeah.
Something like
That's
that.
a big deal. Yeah.
It makes a huge difference. Just having that solo stove in my kit, because I could have literal coffee or tea or my water boiled in a matter of 5 minutes.
Right.
Where everybody else hasn't even found the spot to get the Dakota fire pit going.
Yep.
Because it's so dependent on the material in the ground.
Yeah.
If it's too sandy,
Rocky.
you can't do it because
Roots.
it'll collapse.
Yeah.
Roots, rocks,
Yeah.
the whole thing. And then after you've done that, you got to go get all the material, right? And then you got to get all the moisture out of the hole. And now there's this huge plume of smoke
Yep.
coming up.
Just a little stove.
Right, then you got to disguise it. Then you got to make everything look like you didn't do it.
Right.
Right. That's what, an hour and a half
Probably.
just to make a little bitty fire.
Just
in
a
the
little
ground.
fire to boil some water.
In literal,
And then you're thirsty again while this process is all up. Then we can do it again.
Yeah.
I'm thirsty.
So talking about saving time and energy, like that's one I will never give up because it's just that easy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's huge.
And
It's
it
good to
goes-
have, it's just like the shelter thing. It's good to have the skills to do it,
Yeah.
but practice it from time to time. But don't
Yeah,
rely
keep
on
your
that.
skills up or
Yeah,
whatever.
for sure.
But I think a lot of people misunderstand. Like what we're talking about here is being prepared.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think like, I'm gonna have nothing.
Right.
Well, why do you have nothing?
Why do you have nothing?
Like
Yeah.
surely
What are the
you have
chances?
something.
What are the chances of
You
you
know?
having nothing?
And it's not that big a deal to have the cordage in the pocket,
Right.
to have the bandana, to have the lighter with the duct tape
Yeah.
around it,
Huge
a
time
knife
saver.
on you.
Yeah.
It's little bitty things. The devil's in the details,
Yeah.
right? It's the little bitty things that really do. Being prepared, I think, mentally is, how much, we say it all the time, like how much is the mental game
Right.
of survival?
Huge.
It's huge. It's like in the 90s.
Probably the biggest part.
Right?
Positive mental mindset. Yeah. That helps you solve problems much easier, more efficiently. I've got a time saver one, a tip. Water crossings.
Okay.
Okay, so I've done this a lot, moving through where we live, mountainous
Yeah.
terrain.
All the time.
You don't go very far, and you've got to cross water. So what do? So a lot of people, depending on the time of year, okay? If it's summertime, I just trudge through
Right,
it,
yeah.
and I don't care. Or if I'm wearing my Jerusalem cruisers,
Your JC water walkers.
I don't care. I just walk through the
Right.
water. And, meanwhile, other people are like, one, they're searching for a place to get across the river, that they could hop across some slippery rocks without falling in, or this log that's laid across the river in the perfect place. It never exists.
And that's where we get all the fail army videos.
Yes, and then you fall in and you're
Right.
soaking wet again, and now so yeah. But I'm wearing my Jerusalem cruisers. While there are some drawbacks, yes, I understand exposed toes and all that stuff. Yeah, I get it. But there's some significant advantages as far as time saving and efficiency and keeping your feet dry and stuff for that. Also, in the wintertime, I oftentimes wear my rubber boots. Same thing. And I don't want to get my feet wet in the wintertime
Right.
because it's going to be freaking cold. I get my socks wet, like that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I just wade across the water in my rubber boots. Generally, the streams around here are pretty shallow,
Right.
fast flowing. I just walk
As long
across.
as you're paying attention.
And I'm not slipping and falling on rocks.
Right.
When meanwhile everybody else is or sitting on the side, taking their boots off, taking their socks
Right.
off, rolling up their pants, which end up getting wet anyway.
Yep.
As you walk across, I've actually done that before. I've tried to keep my feet dry, my boots and stuff, my leather boots
It's a
and socks.
struggle.
And I do that, and I made it across like, I don't know. I'm gonna make up a number. It was like 12 river crossings on this trip.
Yeah.
The 13th river crossing, the last one, I fell in with my boots in my hand and dunked them. And they were soaked. My socks and boots were soaking wet. Could I have done something to prevent that? Perhaps. But it was a pain. So yeah, I mean, having proper footwear for the river crossing, I think, is helpful. And in the summertime, I've oftentimes just walked through in my faster drying shoes anyway. Like Gore-Tex boots, never dry.
No, they
once
take
they're
forever.
wet. Yeah, once they're wet, they never dry. So just walk through in some lighter weight, fast drying shoes and then walk your feet dry.
I think there's something to be said, like some of the old school wisdom that's out there. Like if you read Kephart and Nesmick and Dancy Beard and all those guys or whatever, they always talked about camp shoes.
Yeah.
And even moccasins, because they would, carry their boots, and there's obviously a need to have boots in some parts of the country, but then they would use their moccasins and they would literally like swim in them.
Yeah.
Too. Or they, be walking all day. They would have their boots, and you know how it is taking your boots off at the end of night.
Yeah.
And being able to slip into some kind of
A
comfortable camp shoe.
Camp Crocs. Yeah.
So those,
Yeah.
especially, are super light.
Mm-hmm. They don't take up any space.
Whatever, you strap them to the outside of your pack or something.
Yeah, when I do motorcycle trips, same
Yeah.
deal. Like I wear motorcycle boots,
Right.
because you want to protect your feet, obviously for obvious reasons.
Yeah, exactly. That's an application for today of this principle.
Yeah, but when I get to camp, I don't want. I want those boots
wear
off.
your motorcycle boots.
I want them off.
Yeah, I want.
So I have strapped these to the pack, on the side of the motorcycle, and then I'm good to go.
Yeah. No, I think that makes total sense.
Yeah. All right, other time saving tips, tricks.
Other time saving
efficiency,
tips, tricks, and hacks. I think there's a lot to be said about a hammock.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier, another video we were doing about being on mountains. Because we've done sufferings where we slept on the side of hills.
Yep.
And that requires a lot of time and energy.
Yeah.
And
requires
skill,
landscaping.
to make a level place.
Yeah.
Because you can't say enough about a good night's sleep.
Right.
For sure. So I mean, how long does it take to string up a hammock?
When you got trees available, it's so much better.
And just catch a few Z's
it's
or
the best.
whatever. It's so much
especially
better.
in the summertime.
Yeah.
Oh man, especially in the summer when there's bugs.
I think that's a huge one. It always has been for me. I've always hammock camped anyway. Like my grandfather, my first one was one of those jungle hammocks back in the day. I used it forever. But there were so many. It was a military one. You could use it as a stretcher too. Like if you got poles, you turn it into a stretcher. But I used it as a mat. Like something like a table in nature is like a premium.
Sure.
Right. Like having just a place to like set things, maybe even organize stuff.
Right.
Or whatever. Just having
track of your
something like that.
Yeah.
That's multi-use. Right. I think that's a huge time saver too.
So I guess on the same lines as that, going from there, another time saver is carry what you need and not more than that.
Right.
Because if you get burdened by a whole bunch of crap, not only will it save you time to your destination because you're going to be lighter, faster, more nimble, less likely to hurt yourself. You'll also be
light, fast, and mobile.
Yeah, you'll also be a lot less overwhelmed with all the crap that's spilling out of your pack, and you have to keep track of more things.
Or losing stuff.
How
many times do we see people dump their bag and they don't even know what they have?
I was at a class one time. I was helping teach at a class, and this one participant lost something like it was like every 5 minutes they were like, did anyone see my knife?
Whatever.
Has anyone seen my flashlight? And then now everyone's like looking down and looking around. It's like, good grief.
Wasn't that when we were in Watkinsville?
Maybe. I don't know. It's happened a couple different times. It happened at a tactical class too. Like this poor guy, he had so much crap. You should have seen it. I mean, it was almost like he was doing it on purpose to be a joke. He he had all
things.
of the things,
Right.
and it was like a yard sale. Like every time he had to run, something was falling out, losing, and by the end of the course, he looked like night and day different. He had like a water bottle and like his gun and a couple mags. Like that was it. Yeah, that's what you need.
Yeah.
And he was less burdened. He was able to move easier, faster, more efficient,
Right.
less likely to hurt
and
himself.
that's what it is experience, right?
Yeah.
Like going out there and figuring out what you actually do need.
Yeah.
Because it is amazing the things that people drop,
Yeah.
or intentionally drop, and don't want to carry it. And I don't need this.
I don't need this garbage. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just dead weight. I got one more.
Okay.
And that is maintenance. So we're shifting gears a little bit to gear maintenance. Equipment maintenance, vehicle maintenance, like if we're talking about general preparedness, home maintenance, like all that stuff. Because if you want to talk about time saving, it's way easier, it's more efficient, it's less costly to stay on top of the maintenance. Like when the light comes on, when the light comes on the dash and it says, "Hey, check the engine" or whatever, like anti-lock brakes, something.
Right.
Like if you fix that now, instead of waiting for like bing, 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 all of the lights on the dash, they're all on now.
Right.
Every single one of them. You're too far. It's just let it ride. Let those lights shine and just ride the thing till it dies completely.
It will cost you less in the long run.
Yes, it'll cost you less. It'll be less of a burden. It'll save you time if you just take care of each little thing as you go. I'm guilty of it just like anybody else. I've had vehicles that I've let get all the lights on and all things, and I'm just as guilty.
Sometimes it's by necessity, like you just don't have the money to go buy the part.
Or the house.
An emergency takes place.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing. Like if you can stay on top of maintenance for your shelter, your primary shelter, your house, it definitely saves you time and money in the long run. But again, I've been guilty of it too. I let stuff accumulate to the point where you're overwhelmed.
That kind of goes into planning too a little bit, right? Because I mean, you're talking about basically a planned maintenance schedule before things happen. I mean, that could be as simple as preparing for a journey. Like when we go out and we do our things, like doing all the map work before you go. Telling somebody where you're going, setting up like schedules to call in for comms. All that kind of stuff saves you in the field because you're not worried about all of that other stuff. You can actually be in the moment.
Yeah, and maybe it doesn't necessarily save you time, but it saves you the energy of worrying about something.
Right.
Yeah, the burden of
less
that.
stress.
Yeah, I would say so.
At the time.
All right, what else? Other time-saving tips, tricks. What else you got? Anything?
God, I mean, for me here lately, it's just been economy of motion and trying to have... I think there's not enough that can be said about convenience sometimes, but I think that it's a balance of the two. Like when I was in search and rescue, we had to put up a shelter super fast, obviously, to work on a patient because minutes matter, right? One thing that I got sick of with kids is making tent stakes all the time because they couldn't keep up with them.
Yeah, I'm bad about that too.
To
be honest with you. Yeah.
I feel like if I make one more tent peg, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna snap in here.
I'm gonna lose it, man.
Yeah, just teaching kids or whatever. But I think, and it doesn't have to be just the tent peg. It could be something very simple, kind of like we were talking about early in it. So I've been really trying to balance, like, is this worth the weight in my kit? Does this have multi-uses? What can I potentially, does it save me the time, the money, the energy? Because I think another thing too that I used to experience in the field, we would have to go after people, and there's always some guy or even a lady that can carry a lot of gear, right? But what happens when they go down? Okay.
Now you're carrying.
Now my team has to split it. We're carrying like anywhere from 25 to 70 pounds worth of gear to begin with. Now we have to divide up your gear and or put you and the stretcher and your gear on the stretcher.
And if you ever go down, I'm just leaving you there.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Which I would expect.
Sorry. Sorry, buddy. You're too big.
So I think that it needs to be a healthy balance is what I'm getting at. Like, I do rely on some of my skill sets, like we were talking about bushcraft earlier. There's a lot of times where, I don't know, a student loses something, like you were saying, misplaces it, and now we have to do the thing. Whatever it is, or improvise some kind of compass, make some kind of container. What do you mean?
Or they're borrowing
How
something
do you
from
lose
somebody
your
else.
paracord?
Right.
You know, like, well, there's some kudzu vines. Let's go make some, like, it's just little things like that. I think they can fill gaps.
Sure.
But I think you need to be tactically efficient when you're in the field. Like, there's no excuse not to be, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, and we're not talking about huge things.
No.
You know, we're just talking about little small things.
Yeah,
I think it's a mindset.
Yeah, same deal as far as like taking care of your gear and stuff. Like is taking care of your body.
Absolutely.
So like you've probably worked with people before that have neglected doing the basics.
Definitely.
Like, you tell me you haven't drank any water today? Like none?
How is that possible?
No wonder you have a headache.
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong with you?
Just drink the water.
You didn't drink any water. Like, I
Right.
literally have to tell you to drink water? No, like, stay on top of that. Like, how long has this blister been forming on your heel, and you're just now like
Right.
like taking your boot off and looking at it? Like, you could have put duct tape
We've
on this.
seen that
You could have put duct tape
in the
on it
field.
3 hours ago and avoided all
Right.
of this. Like, so just staying on top of maintenance, not only
I
of your
think
gear but your
a big
personal.
part of it is experience. I think
Yeah.
a combination of it is experience and then being prepared and listening to your body.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about that all the
Yeah.
time, and people don't.
Yeah.
You know, and I think sometimes they're just they let their ego get in the way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to slow down the group.
Right.
Well, as a first responder, I would rather you tell me about
Yeah.
that so I can fix
Well,
it
yeah,
now. Like
yeah.
we're
You
talking
can.
about.
We can spend 5 minutes maintaining this right
Maintaining
now,
this.
or we can spend 3 hours later because you're completely immobile now.
So I think it's a mindset
Yeah.
over all of the things that we're talking about right now. And I
Yeah.
think that's something that we've had to do time and time again.
Yeah.
And I think we probably take some of it for granted.
Yeah. Now, I've definitely been in situations where, like, you know, I know I've only got this much further to go or something like that. And
Yeah.
and I'm like, I should probably take care of this. No, not
Let
gonna do it.
go,
I'm
right.
just head down,
Yeah.
get through it, get it done. And that has led to problems, of course. But I mean, I
Like
guess we're all
maybe
guilty.
making your debris bed and you cheat on it a little
Right.
bit and then you don't sleep
Yeah,
well,
and then you're miserable.
kind
Yeah,
of
or you're
thing.
frozen.
Yeah, shortchanging it or
Yeah,
something like
I've
that.
definitely been guilty of that,
I
of
have
course.
to.
Yeah. Like, I should put one more layer on there.
I think me and you probably do it more than others because we're helping other people.
Right.
You know, and then it's like, oh, I've done this before.
Yeah.
I can just sleep right there
I'll be fine.
lean up against the tree.
The flop.
Or whatever.
Yeah, the
You
flop
know.
method.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, what else? Any other tips, tricks, tactics, saving time?
Golly. I don't know. You've got me thinking about all kind of stuff, like when you were talking about maintenance. Like, it's easier to keep your knife maintained than
Yeah.
it is to have to actually reprofile
Right.
it later.
Just keep
right?
it sharp.
You know? I'm really bad sometimes about, I have that rule: don't get monkey butt.
Yeah.
Because if you can't save your own ass, you can't save someone else's.
Right.
A lot of times, I don't know. Like our last range day, I gave away all my CR123s when we did that, and then my flashlight literally went,
And you got
and I
nothing.
didn't have one.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So like that's something I realize I need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is having that stuff available and not putting myself in that position. Like,
Sure.
I could have saved myself the time and energy
Mm-hmm.
if I had just followed the rules that I already know.
Right.
You know,
Make
Like,
sure you're squared
that's
away.
a big one for me.
Yep.
Keeping up with, I used to, when in search and rescue, we used to have these lists that went in everything. Like, it was in my rope bag, all my technical rescue stuff, and my EMT stuff, and all of that stuff had and I would go through and make sure that I had all of the
Everything's in it.
things. I don't do that now like I used to back then.
Yeah, I don't do
You know,
this
I
very much
stayed on
anymore.
top of that, back then. It was more of a discipline thing. I think there's a lot to be said about being disciplined
Sure.
about things. I've just caught myself slacking on some of that
Yeah.
stuff, and I realized,
Yeah,
you
just
need
being
to get
disciplined
back
will
in
save you
that
time
mindset.
and
Yeah.
save you energy. Yeah, for sure. Okay. I think it's probably good.
Yeah.
Tips, tricks, time-saving
Oh, I've
tactics.
got one good one.
Oh,
I've
hit
got
me.
a
Go.
really good one. So something that I saw in the field at disaster scenes, or fires, floods, whatever, earthquakes, you name it. Just having a thumb drive that has like your birth certificate,
Oh, yeah.
your social security card, a copy of your license, heirloom pictures,
Sure.
stuff for your insurance, bank account information, stuff like that. Just literally keeping that, because
good idea.
when things like that happen, what's people, they grab all kind of weird things. You wouldn't believe what people grab in a situation like that. But if you had an actual bag packed with the things that you actually need, like the skills that we teach, if they just had that bag with the little thumb drive with all of that stuff, can you imagine how much stress that would save you?
After the fact?
After the fact?
Hours and hours of being on the phone with the DMV or whatever.
Where is that office?
Where
is that,
and they don't answer. They're closed on Tuesdays.
Right. All that kind of stuff. That's a big one.
That is huge.
Right there.
That is a big one. I need to be better about that organization of like documents and things like that. I'm definitely not the guy. I need to be better.
Or even medications for people that need their meds. That's a big one too, man.
Well, good stuff, man. All right, tips and tricks, guys. If you've got any time-saving efficiency tips and tricks, make sure you leave those in the comment section. I'd be really grateful for it. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, do the clicking of the things. We've got memberships now. Links and stuff will be in the description and in the comment section as well, as long as I don't forget to put it there. And until next time, what's the worst that could happen?
Let's just go on 3.